Preston County, not in your district. That's FirstEnergy. We're going to check with them later. It's gotten worse there. What is the situation with APCo and power outages?
Well, I think that the weather has stabilized this morning. We're still getting some light snow in some areas of our service territory, and I apologize for that.
That's okay.
Ringing in the background.
That's all right.
But our numbers have started to come down, and I hope that's a trend that's going to continue. But we were last night, shortly after dark, somewhere around 140,000 customers, and right now we're down to around 114,000 customers in West Virginia. So that's headed in the right direction, and it looks like we're going to be able to continue that if the weather will just continue to cooperate. And so far today, it has.
I believe this is information from APCo. This is what's out: 40 distribution substations, 90 circuit breakers, 47 transmission lines. Is that correct?
Yes, that is from us, and I think you and I talked yesterday a little bit about the difficulty getting to some of those to assess, because the transmission system is not the stuff that runs along roadways. It's the lines that are on big steel towers that run from ridge top to ridge top over gorges and in some of the most remote area we have. The way we normally patrol that is with helicopters, and we haven't been able to do that. So it slowed us down a little bit to have to do that with ATV and on foot, but we are getting that done. And in the meantime, we're also doing all the work on our distribution lines. So even though some of those transmission lines may still be out, once we're able to get there, find out exactly where the problem is and fix it, we'll have some of those distribution lines fixed and ready to energize once we get the transmission lines fixed.
Phil, so you made some progress yesterday, I should say, and you were down to, I think you said 109? What did you say, one?
Well,
no, one.
We were at dark, probably 8 o'clock last night. We were around 140,000.
140.
Today we're down to 114.
114. And do you anticipate significant progress today?
I think we'll continue in that downward direction. I really do, because if you look at some of our outages in the Beckley area, for instance, we have one that's a 2,300 customer outage toward Flat Top. In Fayetteville, we have an outage that's 1,400 customers, 2,800 in Sissonville, 1,300 over in the South Hills area in Charleston. So those are some very large outages, and if we fix just those outages right there, I mean, you're talking about several thousand. So we have some large outages out there, and I think that you'll see some of those get cleared up before it gets dark tonight.
Phil Moye, Appalachian Power Company. Phil, we'll be in touch. We'll talk to you again throughout the day and during our special at between 7 and 8 tonight.
Thanks very much.
All right, Phil, appreciate it. Good talking to you. Patti Michel, spokeswoman for FirstEnergy. Patti, good morning.
Good morning.
What are your numbers in West Virginia on FirstEnergy, Mon Power, Potomac Edison?
Well, we're at approximately 106,000 across all of West Virginia. That includes Mon Power and Potomac Edison. We did have some restoration that occurred yesterday, but then we had a couple of transmission lines that went out overnight, so the numbers are seemingly stabilized from that perspective. But we have more than 800 personnel that are continuing assessing the damage and looking at getting the restoration for our customers completed as quickly and as safely as possible.
Patti, obviously it's a challenge, and it appears to be in some areas maybe getting worse. We just talked to Preston County because that heavy wet snow, we had more snow last night, and some of the highest elevations, about 6 inches of additional snow, weighing down those trees into power lines, more trees breaking off. Preston County might have even gotten a little worse. We're going to check with some other counties, and so it's not like you're starting from one point and working your way back. There are other power outages that are occurring.
Yeah, the heavy snowfall really has not helped us at all. It's hindered our restoration and assessment efforts, just even accessing some of the areas where we can try and figure out, okay, what do we need to do, what do we need for the repairs, so on and so forth. But like I say, we've got more than 800 folks that are on the ground and working to go ahead and restore power. We've got more requests made for other contractors and crews from various mutual assistance organizations. So we hope to have power restored hopefully by early next week, if not midweek next week, and folks can stay up to date on all of the different information through FirstEnergy's 24/7 Power Center at firstenergycorp.com.
Patti, finally, and we just talked to Phil Moye at APCo, and the problems with something like this is you get major transmission lines down. It's sometimes hard to reach where those lines are down. Do you have the same problem at FirstEnergy?
Yeah, that's certainly a challenge for us. As I mentioned earlier, we did have a couple of more transmission lines that did go down. We're hoping that this weather can clear up so our helicopters can get in the air and do some better assessment of some of the damage and the repairs that are needed.
Patti, Michel of FirstEnergy, thank you, and we will be in touch.